Hi guys and welcome back to my read along channel. This is the first read along of March. Isn't the year going really quickly? So we are reading Cookie by Jaqueline Wilson, and today we are reading chapter 5, which is on page 55. How ironic. And then we are going to finish on chapter 6 today, which is on page 71. This is all Jaqueline Wilson's own work. I'm just reading it for entertainment and pleasure. So without further ado, let's get going. Chapter 5. I went to Lily's birthday party, of course, along with a million other little kids, all of us singing happy birthday to you in our television sets. Lily looked up and blinked her blue eyes, especially at me. Sam was wearing a fantastic new t-shirt in her honour, dark green with little white lily-type rabbits running across his chest. Lily seemed very appreciative, cheekily poking out her pink tongue at Sam. She likes my green t-shirt, doesn't she? Maybe she thinks it's a great big cabbage. Sam gave Lily a real cabbage leaf for her tea, and guess what? A carrot cake with a candle. Almost exactly the same one as the one I'd drawn. You gave me the idea, Beauty, Sam whispered. Lily loves her cake, though I'm not sure she's up to blowing out her candle. Will you help her? 1, 2, 3, blow. I blew, Sam blew, children all over Britain blew, and Lily's candle went out. There. Now Lily has to make a special birthday wish. She'd like to share her birthday wish with you, Beauty. Close your eyes and wish hard. I closed my eyes and wished. I wish I could really meet you and Lily. Sam gave Lily a cosy new bed for her birthday present. With a special green duvet and a straw pillow, she tried it out, looking very cute, though she lay in it in the wrong way round, her head under the duvet and her big fluffy tail bottom on the pillow. Silly old Lily, Sam said fondly. Out you come, sweetie. It's not bedtime yet. It's time for all your party games. We're going to play blind bunny buff and pass the parsnip and hunt the carrot. Lily took no notice. Do you know something? I think she's really gone to sleep, Sam said. Oh well, maybe you'd like to invent a special party game for Lily. Would you like to paint it for me? Send your paintings to me at the rabbit hutch. I'm looking forward to seeing them. Bye for now. Oh, just a minute, he said as the music started up to show it was the end of the programme. Beauty, I do hope you'll enjoy Rona's party. Thank you, Sam, I said. I went upstairs and drew a picture of me with Lily on my lap. I'm quite small and Lily's very big, so it looked as if I was giving a polar bear a cuddle. I had my arms outstretched to cope with Lily's breath, one hand clamped round her haunch to keep her safely wedged on my lap, the other hand stroking her head. This is a very simple but very special party game. I printed at the top of my picture. It can be played at very small parties by one person and one pet. It's called Stroke the Rabbit. Then I sat cross-legged on my bed with my arms out as if I was holding an imaginary lily. I stroked thin air until my arms ached. I heard Dad's car draw up in the driveway. I listened hard as he came in front door. He wasn't singing his silly Happy Home song. He wasn't dancing down the hall in his socks. It looked like he was in a bad mood. I decided to stay in my room as long as possible. At least I couldn't hear any shouting. After a long time, Mum called up to me that supper was ready. I started down the stairs and went into the dining room, where Mum usually set the table. No, we're having supper on trays in the living room. Dad's a bit tired, said Mum, taking me gently by the shoulders and turning me round. She gave me a little reassuring pat as she did so. Dad was slumped in his chair, his shirt top buttons undone and his belt buckle loosened. He looked as if he needed to ease his head too. There were lines stretched tight across his forehead, pinching the top of his nose. His tummy tensed, but he gave me a surprisingly warm smile. Hello there, little beauty. What have you been up to, eh? I've been doing my homework, Dad, I said. There's my clever girl, Dad said, sighing. You come and cheer your old dad up now. I spent the whole day arguing with Jobsworth, who won't budge an inch, and it's doing my head in. Tell me about your day, darling. What did you get up to with all your chums? I took a deep breath and launched into an utterly fictitious account of my day with my best friend, Rona. Mum served us Marks and Spencer's spaghetti bolognese while I nattered on about Rona and me making up a dance routine together and everyone clapping. I was getting a little carried away as I couldn't dance to save my life, but Dad seemed to believe me. That's my girlie, he said happily. Will Rona be having a dancing at her party tomorrow, Mum said. I don't know, maybe, I said cautiously. It says wear usual casual clothes on the invitation. Oh, and we're supposed to take our swimming costumes too. Have they got their own pool then? Said Dad. Where does she live? In Groveland Park? Most of the houses there have pools, but they're all the size of postage stamps. I bet you'll just sit on the edge and swish your tootsies in the water. I wish they'd say exactly what they mean by casual, said Mum. Does that mean you wear your jeans? Beauty's not wearing jeans to a party, said Dad. No, she'll wear her little pink number. I stopped eating. Dad had taken me to one of his golf dinner and dances at Christmas. He'd insisted on buying me an elaborate bridesmaid-type satin dress with gauzy puff sleeves and ruching and frills bouncing everywhere. I looked truly terrible in it, like I was wearing an old lady's eiderdown. I imagined the remarks that Sky and Emily and Arabella would make. Not my pink dress, I blurted. Dad stopped eating too, and Mum. What's the matter with your pink dress? Said Dad. It cost a small fortune from Harrods. Don't you like it? I forced a smile. Oh, I love it, Dad, I said. My voice went high and squeaky. I was trying so hard. That's precisely the problem. It's so ultra-gorgeous and glamorous that I'm terrified of getting it spoiled at the party. I could easily spill juice down all down it, or tear off one of the frills. Not if you're careful, said Dad, but he nodded approvingly all the same. I'm glad you want to look after it. Still, no jeans. You don't want to look like a dirty, scruffy tomboy at this party. How about your pretty blue blouse and your little white pleated skirt? You look sweet in that. It was my second most hated outfit. They would still sneer and snigger at me, but it was marginally better than the pink eiderdown outfit. Yes, good idea, Dad, I said. Mum could maybe tie blue ribbons in your hair, said Dad. He ran his fingers through my long limp hair, sighing. Couldn't you find some rollers, Dilly, and give it a bit of a curl? Beauty would hate having those uncomfy rollers prodding her head, said Mum. Dad wound spaghetti round his fork. You girls have to suffer a bit for your looks, he said, chomping his tongue and teeth coated with tomato sauce. I know. Take her to the hairdresser's Saturday morning, get them to primp and twiddle with her hair and do it fancy-like. Well, Mum saw my desperate expression. I don't think we'd be able to get her an appointment at the hairdresser's at such short notice. Oh, Dilly, why are you always so hopeless? Look, get Beauty along there when they open and insist on an appointment. You could do with getting your hair done yourself. It's a bit... He made wobbly gestures with his hands, sort of tired. All right, Mum looked... Sorry, guys. All of Mum looked tired nowadays. It was such a hard work trying to keep Dad happy. She was very pale with violet circles under her eyes. She still looked very pretty, but like she hadn't had any sleep for a week. She looked at me apologetically. Okay, I'll take Beauty tomorrow morning, and we'll both get our hair done. That's the ticket, said Dad, breaking off a piece of bread and wiping it round his plate. I want my girls to do me proud. We know that, Jerry, said Mum, with the tiniest edge to her voice. Dad was up very early on Saturday to go and play golf. He crept around getting dressed and going to the bathroom, but tripped at the top of the stairs. His golf clubs made such a clatter that I shot out of bed and ran onto the landing, convinced the house was falling down. Dad collected up his clubs cursing furiously. Oops, pardon my French, he said, when he saw me. Back to bed, Beauty. I'm just off to golf. Got to keep in with the right guys. This is the way your dad sorts out all his little problems. Just call me Jerry the Fixer. Ta-ta, baby. Enjoy your party. I didn't go back to bed. I pattered into Mum's bedroom and slid beside her. Mum put her arms round me and cuddled me close. Both our hearts were still thudding fast because of the noise. We were just drifting back to sleep when there was another crash from downstairs and sounds of Dad swearing. Oh God, that sounded like a bottle of juice. He's jerked the fridge open so violently it'll all have fallen out, Mum murmured. Can't you just stack the fridge properly, Dilly? I've got cranberry juice all over my cream gold trousers, Dad yelled up the stairs. I couldn't help giggling, and Mum started spluttering too. She covered our faces with the duvet so he couldn't hear. Dilly! Dad shouted furiously. Get that lazy butt out of yours downstairs and sort this fridge out before I get back. He slammed out the house, banging the front door. We waited, listening for the thud of the car door, the hum of the engine. The gravel crunched as Dad drove off, and Mum and I sighed and lay flat on our backs, limp with relief that he'd gone. I think he's woken all the neighbours, not just us, said Mum. Do you think he'd still be cross when he gets home, I asked. Not if he wins at golf, said Mum, yawning. What time do you think he'll be back? Will he want to collect me from Rona's party? I asked anxiously. Maybe, said Mum. So I've got to wear my blue blouse and pleated skirt. You look lovely in it, really, and we'll get your hair all curly. Mum, they're going to laugh at me. No, they won't, said Mum. You'll look wonderful. They'll be envious. You just keep saying that to make me feel better, I said, giving her a little shake. Well, okay, I wish I could make everything better for you, Beauty. Mum paused, gently stroking my neck and shoulders. Are you unhappy, pet? I took a deep breath. No, I'm fine, I said. Now you're just saying that to make me feel better. Oh, lovely, I don't know what to do. Your dad's getting worse, isn't he? But if I try to stop him, it gets even angrier. I know. And at school, do they still tease you lots? Yep. Does Rona? No, she's always kind to me. Well, that's great. Can't you be friends with her? Mum, she's Sky's best friend, and Sky is my most deadly enemy. She hates me. Well, we hate her, said Mum, and her horrible patronising mother. When we get you into Lady Mary Mountback, she came up to me in the playground and welcomed me to the school like it was her own family house. And then she goes, so are you Beauty's big sister? And then gives me this great shriek when I said I'm your mum. You must have had her so young. Like I'm a child bride. Well, okay, maybe I was, but it's none of her business, eh? I liked it better at Jenner Street Primary, Mum. I know, love, but your dad set his heart on you going to Lady Mary Mountback. It is a really good school. You'll go on to the seniors and swan off into university, get a brilliant degree, have a fantastic career, whatever. I don't want you to end up like me. I've never had a proper job. I was a receptionist at Happy Homes, and I wasn't even a good receptionist. I was too shy to speak up properly, and I kept getting muddled using the telephone switchboard. Your dad called me into his office all set to fire me, only I was wearing some silly skimpy top, and he got distracted and asked me out on a date instead. Maybe if you weren't so pretty, you'd have simply got the sack. You'd have found some other job and some other man, someone the complete opposite of Dad. I tried to imagine him. I saw Sam, as if I had a tiny television set inside each eye. Someone gentle, who listens and lets you do what you want. Someone who never ever shouts. Someone who's always in a good mood. Mum lay still, holding her breath as if it was telling a fairy story. Then she gave a long sigh. Yeah, right, she said sadly. Then she tickled me under the chin. No, wrong. If I hadn't married your dad, I wouldn't have had you, babe. But you'd have had another girl. You could meet a dead handsome guy, and then I'd maybe be a real beauty. You're my beauty now, and we're going to make you even more beautiful at the hairdressers. Mum tried hard to sound positive. I hoped the hairdresser would be totally booked up, maybe with a bride and her mum and 6 bridesmaids and a flower girl, but they were depressingly empty when we went in the door. They could fit us in with ease. My hairdresser was called Becky. She was very blonde and very slim and very pretty, almost as pretty as Sky. I was worried she'd act like Sky too, sniggering and making faces in the mirror to her colleagues, as she shampooed my straggly hair and then twisted it into spiral curls, lock by lock. But she was really sweet to me, chatting away as if we were friends. She spent ages on my hair. When she finally finished dabbing at it with her styling comb, she stood back and smiling. There, don't you look all lovely? She said. I didn't look lovely at all. My hair twizzled this way and that in odd thin ringlets. My ears were stuck out comically in between the curls. I wanted to hide my head in her wastepaper basket and weep, but she tried so hard to please me, and I politely pretended to be delighted by my new look, corkscrew head. Mum had a similar hairstyle, but it really did look lovely on her. Her little pale heart-shaped face was framed with halo and pale gold curls. Sky's mother was actually right. She did really look like my big sister. When we went round the town shopping, lots of men stared at her, and a gang of boys all wolf-whistled. No one would laugh if you were called Beauty, Mum, I said. Hey, let's swap names. You be Beauty and I'll be Dilly. Dilly's a duck name too. Dilly's, I suppose my mum thought it was a posh. Let's choose different names. I'll be, what shall I be called? Something dignified and grown up and sensible, Mum giggled. All the things I'm not. She saw a sign in the front of the shop. How about Claire? Okay, I'll be Sarah after Sarah Crewe. Let's be best friends, Claire. Are we the same age then? Said Mum. No, I'm a couple of years older than you, I said firmly. So I get sort of things out for both of us. Mum laughed. Yep, I think you'll be good at that, she said. We played Claire and Sarah a game as we went round the shopping centre looking for a birthday present for Rona. She was our friend, but only our second best friend. We were best friends, and now we'd left college and we shared a flat together and we both had fabulous jobs. Claire was a television presenter and Sarah was a children's book illustrator. Maybe you'll work in the studio as the Rabbit Hutch show. And you'll get to meet Sam and Lily, Claire, I said. Oh, I know Sam already, said Mum, acting Claire. Don't tell, but we're actually dating. She looked at me anxiously. Is that okay, Sarah, or do you want Sam as your boyfriend? Maybe, I said. Well, perhaps we'll have to share him, said Mum, giggling. I'll go out with him one week and you can go out with him the next. And I'm going to draw Lily. Yeah, I'm going to make a picture of the book all about her. Do you think Rona would like a book as a birthday present? Said Mum, swapping back to herself. I'm not sure what sort of book she likes, I said. I thought about it. Do you think she'd like A Little Princess? It's my favourite book. Then I'm sure she'd like it too. So we bought her a copy in W.H. Smith's, and then we went into the actual Claire shop and bought her 3 slim silver bangles, and then we went to New Look and bought her a pink t-shirt with Princess written in a silver lettering on the front. There, it all goes beautifully together, said Mum. She'll love her presents, Beauty. Do you really think so? They're not more interesting than a stuffed teddy bear, aren't they? That's what Lulu and Poo-Poo are giving her. She'll like your presents best, Beauty, said Mum. Just you wait and see. Okay, guys, that is chapter 5 all read and finished. Thank you so much for listening, guys. I don't know when I'll be able to get the next one uploaded, but hopefully very soon. Thank you for listening, and goodbye for now, guys.